of 3 fave sits and 3 hate sits from the month of January. For anyone new here, fave sits and hate sits video basically entails me talking about 3 things that I really enjoyed from this past month. It could be anything from like a video game, YouTube video or YouTube series I've been watching, or even just a kind of food I've been liking. It could be really anything, like kind of big things, kind of small things. Same thing with the hate sits, is things that I just didn't really enjoy that much, or downright hated, but it usually doesn't really happen. But it's just things that I didn't really enjoy or didn't really like from this past month. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. So I always like to start with a fave sits, and I want to start with Drag Race Season 17. So RuPaul's Drag Race came out with their 17th season of the US franchise, like the first week of September, I think, not September, January. I think it was the 4th or the 3rd of January. Let me see, I have my calendar right here. The 3rd, it came out the 3rd of January. And I watched it with my siblings because I was with my sister at the time of me watching the first episode. And I loved it. I've been really liking this season. The drama and just like everything has been so good so far. Even with Joella going home, it's still been really good. And I am really excited to see how this season has been turning out. I would say my tops are Susie 2, Lexi Love, I think also Onion Nerve is also really good, and I'm still hoping for Corey King, but I don't know, like, how much longer Corey is going to be in the competition. If anyone, like, knows the spoilers, like, no spoilers, please. I want to enjoy this season, but that's who I'm really enjoying so far. I'm really enjoying a lot of this season so far. Like, I think my favorite episode so far has been, like, last episode. Or I think the design challenge was also really good. And they're doing another design challenge next week, so I'm, like, really excited to see how that turns out. But yeah, season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race. A really nice fave sits start. Alright, now on to my my first hate sits. And I would say it is, I want to start with this one because I already kind of talked about this one in my what I crocheted in January video that I made a few days ago. And it is the maybe imminent demise of Joann's. So Joann's is a like really big chain of craft stores, and it is like for a lot of people they're like a main like place to get, for me, yarn, because they have a really good selection of yarn compared to like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart, a lot of different places that sell yarn. And I just like talked about in my that video that I uploaded where I was scared, honestly, because like I get all of my yarn from Joann's. I haven't really heard any updates about it. I've only heard that 8 stores out of the 800 stores that are open in the US are shutting down, which sucks for those people that who rely on that store, on that Joann store that's closing. My store hasn't closed yet. I went over there, but it's kind of just in a sad state where like there's just a bunch of boxes everywhere and like there's not a lot of people working there. because like a lot of people have been talking about like, oh, my Joann store, like it doesn't have like the stock. It's not like stocked fully. Like there's like opened boxes of like people that look like they were like stocking, but they had other things to do because like there's always just one cash register open and maybe like one person at the fabric area. I think there was like in total like 3 people working at the Joann's that I go to, which just sucks because like for both the employees and the people that shop there, because like a lot of people rely on Joann's, and for them to kind of go away, it kind of takes away a lot of people's like, especially small businesses, people's like big way of being able to support their business, because Hobby Lobby, a lot of people don't want to support Hobby Lobby. Michael's has a very like poor selection, and then people say like, oh, support like local like yarn business, local hobby shops. I don't have any local hobby shops. I have Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. That's all I have. And if Joann's goes, I don't really have that much like choice. Like I can order online, which yeah, like I've been looking for places to order online if my Joann's goes under. But I don't really want to go to Hobby Lobby. I don't really explain why I don't want to go to Hobby Lobby, but I think there's some context clues there. But Michael's, I went to Michael's thinking like, oh, Michael's gonna have like so much amazing yarn. I went there, their yarn was very poor selection of yarn at my Michael's at least. Some people said they have a good selection at their Michael's, but for mine at least, it's not really that good. So I've been looking at other places to get yarn just in case if Joann's does go under, like especially in my area. Or at least I'm just hoping that Big Twist opens their own warehouse and sell their own yarn online and not have to rely on Joann's, or I think Big Twist is a Joann's brand. I'm not sure. Like how like Market Pantry is like a Target or like a Walmart brand. I just hope like we'll be able to get like a Big Twist in like on a website or in another store, because I don't want Big Twist to go, because Big Twist is like the yarn that I get, and it's like the cheapest and the best yarn that I use for my projects. But yeah, that's just what's kind of sad and what I've been thinking at the moment. But I haven't heard anything back yet about them, so hopefully I still have a little bit of time left. Alright, time for my second Favs, and it is making my crochet bags. So if you guys been kind of following me on my little crochet journey from this past month, I have my kind of business has kind of skyrocketed a little bit. Not like crazy, but like it's definitely been better. I've been kind of advertising on here, and it's been really fun, and I've been like advertising to like my family and my coworkers, and I've been getting a lot of nice business. I've been working on some bags for other like subscribers and other family members. I will say right now I do kind of have my hands full, so I'm not really taking any more commissions at the moment, because I do have a lot of things. I just got a huge order of yarn from Joann's, so I'm kind of going to be working on stuff. It may change like halfway through the month, but for right now I'm not really taking any commissions, but I'll let you guys know when I am, and I am planning on doing some like changes to the way that I have people order from me, because I like doing the DMs, but I need to I want to create like my like definitive list of what I do sell, because so I know like, oh, this is what I can make, and then it's just like, so I know what I'm gonna make. So yeah, but I have really been enjoying making my crochet bags. So now it's the customer service desk does returns, and it does purchases. So you can't take your Kohl's returns to the back. But in the last 2 weeks, they moved Amazon returns up to the front. So now I have to do Amazon, Kohl's returns, and Kohl's purchases, and also self-checkout, because I am assigned at self-checkout, and I also have to clean up there. So I have 4 different jobs I have to do, and no pay increase, which is annoying. I understand it's my job, but they haven't given me jobs that were originally meant for like 3 different people. Like, I am fine with doing returns and Amazon and all of that, but to do it all together when I used to just have to go to the back and do it sometimes to help a coworker, or when I would get like assigned to it, I was fine with that, and I was fine with just me doing my little purchases and all that. But now that I have to do 4 different things, and it just gets so busy, and it just kind of sucks, and I'm not really having a lot of fun with it. And it's just like, also having to explain to people, oh, they moved it to the front, and people are like, why? Why did it move to the front? And I don't have an answer. It's just like what corporate wants us to do. And I was like, well, it sucks, because I wish it was separate, so I didn't have to like deal with a long line. I was like, well, I'm sorry, we can't really do anything about it. And then people we literally have like 4 different signs in the store that says like, hey, Amazon has moved to the front of the store and not in the back anymore. People will still go to the back and be like, you guys should really have some signs that say where Amazon is. And I'm like, we have so many signs. I don't say it like that, but I was like, we do have some signs. And there's literally a sign when you walk in saying, oh, Amazon returns have been moved to the front. And people will literally like dash past the sign and not pay attention to it. So yeah. And then it's just like, ugh, so annoying. Now onto my final favorites for the month of January, and that is Marineford / Impel Down from One Piece. So I have been watching One Piece a lot. Well, if One Piece, I would say, is my crochet show. I rarely watch One Piece unless I'm like it's like run off from when I'm crocheting, because I love watching One Piece when I'm crocheting. It's just like a show that I can kind of put on in the background while I'm crocheting, because like I can pay attention to it, but I can also pay attention to myself. Like, crocheting is like the best show to watch with that. And I am watching One Piece, and I finished Impel Down and Marineford, and oh my god, that was probably some of the most fun I've had watching One Piece. I don't think I've had that much fun watching One Piece since like Water 7. Water 7 was, I think, one of my favorite arcs, and I think it was like the arc that I first ever watched from One Piece, because my first like arc watching fully through, knowing what kind of One Piece was Thriller Bark. But I did watch the beginning of Water 7 when it like came out like years ago. I think they were like doing refunds on like Toonami or something, because I remember the Sea Train, I remember all of that. And like when I rewatched Water 7, when I've been doing my big watch of One Piece, big binge of One Piece, I remember like, oh, I remember watching that episode, I remember watching that. But Impel Down and Marineford were just so much fun. Oh my god, the story was so much fun. All the new characters, all the returning characters, all of it was so much fun. And just the tragedy that Marineford has. I won't like spoil anything, but like for any like One Piece fans that know what I'm talking about when it comes to Marineford specifically, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just like crazy. And I'm honestly really enjoying it so far, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. finishing Fishman Island. I just like finished the huge battle in Fishman Island, and now we're kind of getting to the end, kind of storytelling arcs that kind of they learned in the like battles and all that stuff. So I'm almost done with that, and then I think I'm gonna be moving on to Punk Hazard pretty soon, and then I think that's like the last season that is in like what is it called, like chronological order with Netflix, because I've been watching One Piece on Netflix the entire time. But my sister gave me her like password to her Crunchyroll, so we're like sharing Crunchyroll at the moment. Like we're like half seeing it. Like I pay her like $4 a month to watch Crunchyroll. So I'm like, cool, I can watch One Piece, but I also can watch other anime too. But I'm just like, I've been really wanting to watch One Piece. And so One Piece has been a lot of fun, and I've been really enjoying it so far. And I'm super excited with how everything else is gonna go. I'm super excited, like, to see how everything goes. Like, I'm still getting used to, like, a lot of, the time skip, because Fishman Island is the first arc with the time skip, and I have been liking it, but I think the one person that I don't like their time skip design the most is Frankie. I feel like Frankie, like, especially the way that Frankie like got into that situation was just like really weird, and I do not like Frankie's design at all. Choppers, I can get used to. Ramens, but just Frankie's, I think Frankie's is like entirely my least favorite. Like, change from the time skip, I feel like him turning into like a full-blown robot, it's just kind of like, especially like this, like his legs, like the way like his armature is on his legs, just kind of gives me the ick for some reason. But yeah, but One Piece has just been a lot of fun, and I will keep on talking about it. But yeah, now on to my final hates-its, and I will say are really bad drivers. So, I do not drive, but I ride a lot of Passenger Princess with my parents, and we deal with I see some really, really bad drivers, like, just people on their phones, people turning when they're not supposed to, people running red lights, doing crazy things. I haven't, like, witnessed an accident before, but, the other day, like, it was, like, the beginning of, I think it was, like, the beginning of January, my mom and I were going to Joann's, and we, like, I don't know what happened, but, like, there was, like, 3 cars. There was a person in the front, the person me and my mom were, in front of, and then us. So it was me and my mom, the person in front of us, and the person in front of that person. So person 1, which is the person in the front, person 2, which is the person me and my mom were in front of, and then us. I guess the person in the front was not moving when the light turned green, and then so the person in the front wasn't moving, and then my mom, she wasn't like really paying attention, but it wasn't her fault, because she thought the person was moving, and then we tapped the back of the car. Nothing happened. No one got hurt. The cars weren't damaged at all. It was just that person, like, people in the front, people who don't move, because that could have entirely not happened if the person in the front, the very front, like, just moved and all that. It was a mess. Like, could have my mom paid attention? Yes, but it's just like, I feel like people have been getting worse and worse at driving as time has gone on. Sorry, I was like fidgeting with this like makeup brush that I dad is watching sports. But, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow all my socials down that you really do. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you guys have a nice and safe